Good morning, all you young people out there. Good to be with you again today. Today we're going to make some Play-Doh. Have you ever played with Play-Doh? It's good fun, actually. It's nice, simple stuff to make, and I'm going to give you the recipe. Your mum or dad probably know the recipe, but here's a recipe. So one day there was a dad, and he was a bit of a cook. You know, he wore that cook's hat, that chef's hat. And he said, well, you need some flour. Okay, some flour. 3 cups of flour. And you need some salt. 1 cup of salt. And then you need some vegetable oil. 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. You mix all those dry ingredients together, and then you add 1 cup of water, but you add some colouring. It's food colouring. You can pick whatever colour you like, red or blue or green. So you mix all the dry ingredients with the oil, then you add the liquid until you get the right consistency, the right sort of consistency Play-Doh that you want. Simple. I think your mum and dad will know about that. It's quite an easy recipe. Okay, so this dad, anyway, he made the Play-Doh. He mixed all the ingredients in a big bowl. You can see the bowl there. You mix them all up. I'm going over it all again, aren't I? Mix all the dry ingredients, add in the liquid until you get the right consistency. And then guess what you've got? You've got a good batch of Play-Doh. You've got to knead it well. That's sort of pushing it together and rubbing it and pressing it. Anyway, this dad, he gave one of his children a big lump of dough and then another one a smaller lump. And then the third child he gave a really small lump. So the one who got the biggest lump of Play-Doh, guess what they made with their big lump of Play-Doh? I wonder if you can tell what that child made. Little mistake there, had to rub that out. Perhaps you can already see what that child made with their large lump of Play-Doh. It looks a bit like a dinosaur to me, doesn't it? That's right. So the child who got the biggest lump of Play-Doh made a dinosaur. Now the second child who got a smaller lump, they made a... What does this look like? Okay, they rolled it up and they made long fingers and they made a flower with their smaller lump of Play-Doh. And finally, the third child got a really little bit of Play-Doh. And what did that child make with their really small piece of Play-Doh? I wonder if you can see what that is. Okay. Looks a bit like a turtle to me. Yes, the little child who got the smallest amount made a turtle. And the dad was so happy. He looked at all the 3 things that the children had made, the biggest, the medium, and the smallest. And he was really happy. And he said, you all did so good with that Play-Doh that I gave you. And you know what? It's just like what Jesus does for us. Jesus gives us all different gifts. He gives us different gifts and abilities. And he loves us all the same. It doesn't really matter who gets the biggest or the smallest. He loves us all the same. No matter whether we get the biggest or the smallest, Jesus loves us the same. That's so fantastic. Thanks for listening and joining with me today. And I hope and pray that you are all well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Pastor John.